Today, I'm the leader of Group 2, Patrick James Moreno, and I'm here to discuss about our three different source codes. First is the code that computes the hypotenuse. First, as you can see here, is double, which will represent the length and height. That will be our floating number if we input it in our Cin. And here in the double here in hypotenuse will represent this formula here in return, which is squared, etc., like 2 plus height 2. And next is our main code. If we run this code, it will show enter length so that we could put our length here in Cn. Same with the enter height and Cin height. And for our final line in line 22, it will show the calculated hypotenuse here. So let us run the code. So as you can see in the screen, oops. Wait. Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry for the minor inconvenience. As you can see, if we enter the length, so let's try 10 and 20, it formulated the hypotenuse of a triangle is 22.36, so 7. Our next code is the sum, difference, product, and quotient of two numbers. Here in double represent num1, num2, the floating numbers, and our return for our formula for sum is here. Same with the difference, here with the sign, product, quotient, and for our int main, for our cout is our first number and num1, and cin for the num1 to input it to show the second number and input the second number. And if you've done all that, it will now show these four types of end results. So let us try and run it. So let's enter our first number. Let's go with 10 and go with 15. Okay. Sum is 25. 10 minus 15 minus 5. 10 times 15, 150. And 10 divided by 15 is 0.66. Okay. And it will all go return to 0. Here in temperature is our initial main code. And we plot F and C because C is for Celsius and F for Fahrenheit. We have to input first our Fahrenheit to know what value we put in. And here is the clarification of it. And a formula which will represent with C, because C is equals F and the formula of Fahrenheit to Celsius. And it will now be output, or it will be shown in the screen here, right in the middle, of equivalent Celsius temperature in degrees, and it will go return to 0. So let us run it. So if we input, let's say 38 Fahrenheit, so you can see it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit temperature of 30 degrees. The equivalent Celsius temperature is 3.33 degrees. Okay. And now for our analysis is the activity gave to us the logical thinking of the techniques in coding interacting program. It let us know what are the possible annotation algorithms that needed to follow in order for the program to run. And for the conclusion to all of this is during the week, this week, while doing the activity, we learned that programming requires a ton of critical thinking in order for it to function. It requires significant understanding about the usage of certain variables, uh, annotation, and other different type of codes in for it to run the program appropriately. But in the end, as the program is created and run perfectly, it shows its usefulness and efficiency. And that is all for our discussion.